So when you say gender roles, what do you mean?
Like traditional gender roles, like...
Give me an example. What's a traditional gender role for a woman?
The woman takes care of the house, takes care of the kids.
Where's the
and
ayah
cooks.
that says that?
And
where's the surah that says a woman has to cook and clean? I always say, show me the bake a chicken ayah. Just show me. I just want to see it. I want to see it.
I was talking to a friend of mine who comes visits me all the time, and we speak in Arabic, and we had a conversation about, toxic masculinity, and he didn't know what that meant. He said, "What does that mean?" I'm like, and I tried to explain. He said, "Yeah, but what does it mean? I mean, I'm a man. Is all masculinity toxic? I mean..."
No. All masculinity isn't toxic. If we said that all masculinity was toxic, we would deny the humanity, the humility, and the grace of our fathers and grandfathers. We would deny the excellence and beauty of our sons. But I think that masculinity, just like anything else, can be portrayed in ways that are abusive.
I think all things like in their extreme form can be toxic. I mean, we talk about it like as Muslims when it comes to like, or any really like extreme radical thing that harms other people is toxic.
Would you say the same in Pakistan, growing up in Pakistan, that the definition holds in Pakistan?
I think it's hard to sort of take the template of masculinity that exists in the West and then apply it to, a country like Pakistan. In Pakistan, for example, men hold hands walking on the street.
Same in Syria, yeah.
You wouldn't find two straight men walking in the U.S. holding hands. They would die before they would do that. Like, let's just,
Has the definition of masculinity changed over time?
I don't think there's one definition of masculinity that translates across cultures. And I think that's what you were speaking to. There are certain levels of cultural specificity that are important. I do think that now people are becoming more cognizant of the fact that we need to give men the space to be emotionally vulnerable, but we haven't given them the vocabulary and the tools to do so. While that is happening in certain spaces, there's also this rise of, I have to beat on my chest. It's this performance, this gender performance, which is very interesting because some of these same people can be extremely homophobic. And when you talk about gender performance and things like that, they're like, no, that I'm just being a man.
Do we feel like we have the responsibility to fix like the racist and homophobic relatives and uncles that we have?
I think like Twitter would say yes. Things can get frustrating when you're dealing with someone who's just sort of grown up in a different time. Is it anyone's responsibility? I don't think so. I also think like just let old people make mistakes. Let them learn through making mistakes.
Mm-hmm. So if Uncle Naseem walked into your office, how would you help him, or would you help him?
I would love to help Uncle Naseem. Uncle Naseem is my favorite kind of person to help. I like the hard rock.
Where would you start?
I think Uncle Naseem needs a hug.
I think he's man. You'll have him on your finger like a ring on your finger.
And he's not difficult. Uncle Naseem is not difficult to figure out. He wants love. He wants connection. He wants to be seen.
So you think Azam's character gives him like the love he needs?
Uncle Naseem is not willing to accept the love that he might get because he's so used to not being loved. Uncle Naseem has a lot of self-loathing. He has a lot of internalized homophobia.
Throwing this out there. So where do you think like homophobia comes from, like with these men?
I think it relates to not only to toxic masculinity, but a misunderstanding of religion and the way that we use religion to oppress people. It is considered religiously superior to hate someone who's gay. But does the text say that? It doesn't make any sense. And I do think that it has a lot to do with toxic masculinity because we think that to be a man means to be a conqueror of women. It's all related to this gender dynamic and this fear that some men have of having their power taken away.
What role can men play in defining healthier gender dynamics?
Check your homeboys. Check your friends. And don't call them out and cancel them. call them in and correct them. I want this for you because I want us to be better.
Yeah, I can understand, obviously, like, if someone is being extremely, like, racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever, then it's difficult to sort of approach that with love and care. But, like, I think everybody kind of has a fear of saying the wrong thing, and so they'd rather just not address the conversation.
Yeah, yeah. So Naseem is in your office, but then, you know, in comes Ramy right after me. What would you say to Ramy? How would you help Ramy? And what is Ramy's problem, from your point of view?
How much time do we have? No, I'm joking. I would ask Ramy, at what point did you stop thinking that you were enough? Because I think that he's searching for something, he's looking for something. He's a lot like Uncle Naseem. They both have this shame and this heavy secret. I think his secret is that he doesn't know, he has not yet decided who he wants to be.
You and I are going to be talking a lot. I'm going to actually come talk to you as Laith, because Laith has some serious issues.
Come to my office.
But yeah, Laith needs to learn a lot.